Hi class, in lesson 4.4 we will be adding and subtracting with decimals. Learning targets for today, we will be estimating the sum and differences in decimals, and we will also be adding and subtracting with decimals. Let's take a look at problem 1 on page 258. What we need to do for number 1 is estimate the sums or differences to the nearest whole number, and then we have to explain how we determined our estimate. Very much like with benchmark decimals in an earlier lesson, your explanation is just going to be that whole number that you rounded to. So take a look at the decimals, rounded to the nearest whole number. That will be your explanation in order to help you determine your estimate. So go ahead and do letters A, B, C, and D with your group members. Here is what you should have come up with for letters A through D. If you take a look at the decimals that you're adding and the estimates that you should have come up with, 6 plus 126 plus 56 is going to give you 188. Again, we are rounding to the nearest whole number. Letter B, 460 minus 12 would be 448. Letter C, 69 minus 10 would be 59. And for letter D, 87 plus 13 plus 11 would give you 111 for your estimate. Take a look at the bottom of page 258. Very important as far as adding or subtracting decimals. When you are estimating before you add or subtract, if you estimate your computations before doing the actual computation on paper or by calculator, it's going to help you check your answer. If you estimate first, you will know what answer to expect. Then if your answer is not close to your estimate, you will know that there is a mistake somewhere in your calculation. You can go back and look to make corrections. We are going to skip number 2 and move to page 260 and take a look at number 3. If you look at the table, Amy, Tanya, Amelia, and Danny are forming a relay team for the 6th grade track meet. Each runner's best time is shown in the table. So if you take a look at the table, you can see all of the runners and their time for the 200-meter race. If we take a look at the other teams that they are competing against, you can see that 4 other teams and what their total best times are. Team A, 120.9, Team B, 110.5, Team C, 108.88, and Team D, 125.6 seconds. So using the information from the table and the times that all of the runners have, in addition to the 4 other teams that they would be competing against and their times, I want you to go ahead and answer letter A, B, C, and D with your group members. First, let's take a look at letter A. We are trying to figure out the approximate total time for Amy, Tanya, Amelia, and Danny and their team to run the 200-meter relay. Next to the table, what I did was rounded those times that they got in the 200-meter to the nearest whole number and added all of those together in order to get their approximate time for their team. So if we have 28 plus 28 plus 26 plus 29, they are going to approximately get 111 seconds for their 200-meter run time. So based off of your answer for letter A and the approximate time of 111 seconds, take a look at letter B. Which teams can Amy, Tanya, Amelia, and Danny feel confident that they can beat? Team A and Team D. Team A has 120 seconds. Team D has 125. For letter C, which teams will run a close race against them? B and C are probably going to be pretty close because they were at 110 and 108 seconds. And if you take a look at letter D, do they have a chance of breaking the school record of 108.25? Probably not. You can see from the estimate again that they had a combined total of 111 seconds. If the record is 108, they would have to shave off 3 seconds of their best time in order to beat the school record. Let's go ahead and turn to page 262 and look at problem 2. Now we are going to be adding and subtracting decimals. Obviously in problem 1 we were focusing on estimating. Remember, estimating is the first step that we want to look at before we add or subtract to see if our answer is going to be close when we come up with our exact answer. If you take a look at the top, it says when you add or subtract decimals, it is important to add the digits in like place values. So let's consider the following decimals: 3.421 plus 9.5 plus 12.85. So again, first estimate the answer so you know what the approximate sum would be. We're right around 26. Then it tells us in order to carry out our addition that we want to line up the decimals so that like place values are in the same column. You can use the decimal point as a reference to help you align numbers in the correct place value column. Obviously, with the answer that we came up with and our estimate of 26, they are reasonably close, so the sum is going to be correct. Let's take a look at number 1 down at the bottom of page 262. Let's use the information that we know about adding decimals and let's apply the same thing for subtracting. So go ahead and do number 1 with your group members. You are going to be determining the difference of 18.45 and 3.9. Go ahead. So first I have my estimate. 18 minus 4 is going to give me 14, so I should know that the exact answer that I come up with should be somewhere around 14. When I do carry out my subtraction, you can see that my decimal points are lined up, so each of my place values are lined up. I hope you can also see that I added a 0 in my hundredths place as a place value filler in order to help me carry out the subtraction. So 18 and 45 hundredths minus 3 and 90 hundredths is going to give me an answer of 14 and 55 hundredths. And we can obviously see that that is very close to the estimate that we came up with, so my answer is good to go. Let's turn to page 264 and finish up for today. I want us to take a look at number 6 and number 7. We have a couple of problem situations that we have to read over. After you read over the problem situations, you're going to have to determine if you will be adding or subtracting the decimals based off of the situation. So go ahead and do number 6 and number 7 with your groups. If we take a look at number 6, Philippa can run 1 mile in 17.4 minutes. She wants to improve her time by 2.6 minutes. What would her new running time be? This is going to be a subtraction problem because she wants to take 2.6 minutes off of her original time. So 17.4 minus 2.6, her new running time would be 14.8 minutes. I also added in the estimate. If we took 17 minus 3 when we are looking at the original problem, my estimated answer is 14, so you can see that the answer that I came up with is very close to that, so we should be good to go. For number 7, the cheerleaders have 26.3 yards of blue ribbon, 38.2 yards of white ribbon, and 48.9 yards of red ribbon. What is the total amount of ribbon that the cheerleaders have? So we are going to add all of those decimals together. If you look at your estimate, 26 plus 38 plus 49, when I round my decimals, I get 113. When I carry out the addition of those decimals, my answer is 113.4 yards of ribbon. Remember, we're lining up our decimal points. When we do that, that is going to make sure that each digit in every place value is lined up so that we can add and subtract correctly. To finish up for today, I would like you to turn to page 265 and do numbers 8 through 11 for homework. If you have any questions with adding or subtracting decimals, please make sure that you ask. Thanks.